To this tutorial. Today we are going to look at reproduction in unicellular organisms and invertebrates. So the content of today's tutorials are reproduction in amoeba. We're going to look at binary and multiple fission. We're going to look at reproduction in paramecium, sexual and asexual. Reproduction in spirogyra, reproduction in earthworm, reproduction in cockroach, reproduction in housefly, reproduction in snails. Now let's begin with the reproduction in amoeba. Amoeba reproduces asexually by binary fission and multiple fission, sporulation. That is, the multiple fission is called sporulation during adverse condition. The sporulation takes place during adverse condition. In binary fission, when an amoeba reaches full size, it stops moving and divides into two equal parts. Starting from the nucleus, this is followed by the division of the cytoplasm, after which two daughter amoebae are formed. In multiple fission, amoeba becomes rounded and secretes around itself a cyst. Inside the cyst, the nucleus divides several times. When condition becomes favorable, the cyst bursts, each nucleus surrounded by part of the cytoplasm of the parent. In this way, very small amoeba are formed. Reproduction in paramecium. Paramecium reproduces asexually by binary fission and sexually by conjugation. Binary fission occurs under the favorable conditions. The micronucleus divides into two equal halves by mitosis, and each moves to the opposite side of the cell. The meganucleus elongates and the cytoplasm constricts, after which two young paramecia are produced. Sexual reproduction is by conjugation of two individuals of different lines of descent. Stages in conjugation include. Now let's look at the stages involved in conjugation in paramecium. This question has been asked in our previous tutorial. This is the solution to that question. Now let's listen attentively. Let's follow it in details. You can pause the video to write the note down in your notebook, and you can rewind as well to look at to listen to the explanation that is not clear to you. 1. Two mature paramecium come together and get fused by their oral grooves. 2. The micronucleus divides twice by meiosis and four nuclei are formed in each conjugant. Number 3. The smaller micronuclei are exchanged between two conjugants. 4. The migratory micronucleus fused with the stationary micronucleus in each conjugant to form a zygote. 5. The zygote in each conjugant tries to form 8 nuclei. 6. The X conjugant with 4 meganuclei and 4 micronuclei divide to form 4 paramecia, each having a meganucleus and micronucleus. Look at the flowing diagram. Look at the flowing diagram. These are the two paramecia come together. The paramecia come together and line at their oral grooves. This is the micronucleus. You can see the micronucleus, and you can see the diploid micronucleus. During meiosis, so the haploid micronucleus divided repeatedly to form 4, and you can see them. They migrate, so they exchange the nuclear material. So haploid nucleus. So you can see now they're fused together. We have a diploid micronucleus, which now divide repeatedly to form 8 nuclei. And these are new macronuclei. So the 8 nuclei, four form the meganucleus, and the other 4 form micronucleus. So you can see now when this one separate, they will now divide and form new daughter cells. So this is the conjugation in paramecium. You can pause the video to look at it, to look at the flowing diagram very well. To look at the flowing diagram very well. You can pause the video. Evaluation. You are to describe binary fission in amoeba. Describe sexual reproduction in paramecium. That question is this now. The binary fission in amoeba is when amoeba divide into two. One amoeba divide into two to form two daughter cells. And sexual reproduction in paramecium is called conjugation. And this is it. This is it. Reproduction is spirogyra. Spirogyra reproduces asexually by fragmentation and sexually by conjugation. In fragmentation, when filament reaches a certain length, part of it breaks away. Part of it breaks away and grow into new filament. Very simple. In conjugation, the cell of the two filaments comes to lie side by side and a conjugation tube is formed between them. The cells in one filament act as the male gamete while the other act as the female. The male gamete passes through the conjugation tube to meet the female gamete and fuses to form a zygote. The zygote separates a resistant wall around itself and form a zygospore. After a period of rest and a favorable condition, the outer coat bursts and a young filament grows out. You can look at the diagram. So this is the filament comes together to create a conjugation tube. So the the mobile nuclear is termed as a male nuclear which pass through the conjugation tube and fuse with the female nuclear. And when this one is formed, a zygospore, a zygotic nucleus is formed, which when the nuclear condition favorable, this one can develop into a new filament. You can pause the video to look at the diagram very well. You can pause the video, you can even draw the diagram in your notebook so as to serve as a, you can use it as a revision, revision, you can use it for revision. So you can pause the video and draw the diagram. Reproduction in earthworm. You want to know earthworm? Earthworms are hermaphrodite, that is, each has both male and female sex organs, and therefore produces both male and female gametes. Reproduction is by sexual means. Process of copulation. Two worms, two worms to be engaged in copulation come to lie close together with their ventral surfaces touching. Copulation takes place at night outside the burrows. The reproductive organs of earthworms are anteriorly located. The worms lie in such a position that the segments number 9 to 15 of one worm are opposite the clitellum, that is segment 32 and 37 of the other, and are held firmly by chaetae during copulation. After copulation, the two worms separate. After 2 days, eggs are laid and fertilized in a cocoon secreted by the clitellum. The development of the embryo takes place inside the cocoon, and and one worm hatch from a batch of eggs in one cocoon. So evaluation, you have to describe conjugation in named algae. An example, you can use spirogyra. And what is hermaphroditism? That is when an organism consists both male and female reproductive organ. So we term that organisms as hermaphrodite. That is, it contains both male and female reproductive organ. Describe the process of copulation in earthworm. You can rewind the video and pause at the at the point where the copulation is explained. Is this process of copulation? You can pause there and read it to answer that question. Reproduction in cockroach. Sexual reproduction takes place in cockroaches and fertilization is internal. Male and female cockroaches mate and the male introduces sperm into the genital opening of the female. The sperms are then stored in the sperm's pouch until the eggs are released from the two ovaries. As the eggs are released, they are fertilized by the stored sperm. Fertilized eggs are laid, about 10 to 16 eggs, in a honey egg case (ootheca), which the female carries in an abdomen pouch for some time and later deposits it in a safe dark place. After 30 to 100 days, the eggs hatch into nymphs, which are wingless, small, whitish in color. The nymphs feed, grow, and become brown, molt about 13 times to become adults. In the process of molting, the wings first appears as a wing pad and later develop into full-grown wings. Cockroaches require 11 to 20 months to develop from eggs to imagos. Metamorphosis is incomplete. So you can see that cockroach take 11 to 20 months to develop from eggs to adults. So the metamorphosis is incomplete because the egg hatch to develop into nymph, which is a small cockroach, and the nymph develop into adults. Unlike a complete metamorphosis where the egg hatch into larva, larva develop into pupa, and pupa into adult. But in that case of cockroach, the egg hatches to nymph, which is a small cockroach, and the nymph develop into adult cockroach. As we have said, this can take up to 11 to 20 months, that is from egg to adult cockroach. Reproduction in housefly. Adult male and female mates and within 2 to 3 days, fertilized eggs are laid. The laying of eggs takes place in the dark night. Houseflies undergoes complete metamorphosis. 2 to 7 batches of eggs, that is 100 to 150 eggs in batch, are laid by the female housefly in a moist, dirty environment. The eggs hatch into white larvae in about 8 to 24 hours. The larva called maggot has a segmented body. The head bears a pair of hooks for tearing food and drawing the larva along. On the ventral surface of the segmented body lies spiny pads for movement. It has two pairs of spiracles for breathing. Larva molts several times and lasts for about 5 to 14 days, after which it moves to a dry place to begin the pupa stage. The maggot shortens, its skin becomes hard and brown, forming the pupa case (puparium). It does not feed or move. Internal reorganization takes place at this stage. In about 3 to 10 days, the young adult hatches out of the puparium. The adult housefly called imago emerges from the puparium using a sac-like organ, epithelium, to break it open. It moves to the surface of the dirt and flies away when the wings are dry. Look at the life cycle of housefly. The egg are laid, the egg are laid, and the egg hatches to form a larva. Larva will develop to pupa, and pupa will develop to adult stage or adult housefly. So this is a complete metamorphosis. Egg to larva, larva to pupa, and pupa to adult. Complete metamorphosis. Reproduction in snail. Reproduction in land snail is hermaphroditic and fertilization is internal. We have mentioned the word hermaphrodites when we are discussing the reproduction in earthworm. That is an organism that contains both male and female reproductive organ. The female snails has a fertilization pouch for sperm to travel into. The snails will transfer their spermatozoa to a place called epiphallus. The epiphallus is a part of the sperm duct to the penis to help put the spermatophore into place by using their flagellum. From here, sperm travel to the bursal duct where fertilization takes place. During snail development, there is a 180-degree twist of the visceral mass that bring the anus and the mantle cavity forward to a position above the head. The process is known as torsion. Evaluation. Differentiate between metamorphosis in housefly and cockroach. Describe the fertilization in snails. You can rewind the video or you pause to read where this process is explained. So to answer that question, you can rewind the video or pause where this is explained to use it to answer the question. General evaluation and revisional question. What is conjugation? Describe conjugation in a named fungi. Differentiate between complete and incomplete metamorphosis. Describe sexual reproduction in tapeworm. Mention 5 structural parts of earthworm involved in reproduction. For your reading assignment, the book we are using is College Biology. Open to chapter 6. Look at page 304 through 344. You will get more explanation in that area. For your weekend assignment, which is multiple choice question, we have about 5 of them. So you have to answer all those questions. If anyone is not clear, you just rewind the video to where the question is explained and you use it to answer the question. You have to attempt the theory as well. You have 2 questions on theory. So I'm going to leave you now to read more about what I've taught you. Rewind the video several times so as to get what I've explained. See you in the next tutorial. Bye.